Jane about Jane. Wait, they briefly asked Jane about her modeling career. They shifted straight into a series of sexually explicit texts between Jane, Diddy, and Cabral. On November 2021, text between Diddy and Jane making plans to meet. Diddy told her to be explicit, prompting Jane to send graphic messages and sex acts involving him and another entertainer. She and they have them read some of the text, and Jane says she used explicit language because that's what he wanted. After exchanging sexual fantasy texts, Diddy asked Jane, what did she want? And she replied, to spend time with my favorite person. He offered to come by with an entertainer. Jane testified she said yes because it was the only way that she would see him. That was the only option I was given, and I wanted to see my lover. Steamy texts between Diddy and Jane were read aloud in court by Jane and the defense attorney. It echoed a move the defense pulled earlier with Cassie, weaponizing sexual tone to challenge victim framing. Not victim framing. Man, if you don't get on in a deadpan legal tone, Diddy attorney read, I want to sit on your face. The courtroom atmosphere turned tense and awkward, but the tactic was deliberate, making the jury uncomfortable enough to question her credibility. Even the emojis weren't spared. She explained the sexual connection of the water drops emoji step by step with the jury. This wasn't about the shot. It was strategic courtroom theater. I tell you, I know it's a lot of moist panty liners in this goddamn courtroom. You better believe it. The defense is drilling down on Jane's explicit text, paying her fantasy talk as voluntary sexual participation. It is voluntary sexual participation. What are you talking about? Some texts Jane sent to Diddy describe what she would do to the sex workers that was hired for free goals. But she told the jury, these were the things that wouldn't have occurred to me to do. She said she gave Diddy options, messaging him what he wanted to hear, not actually what she actually desired. Diddy's attorney read incredibly crude sex Jane text that she sent to Diddy. And she looked visibly uncomfortable. Before answering, Jane clarified, I am in 2021. We really madly in love and wanted to please him and appease him. I'm agreeable here. The defense leaned on the language. Jane told the court she offered to buy a black matrix underwear to please Diddy. And when asked if she knew that kind of talk turned him on, she replied, yes, but made it clear it wasn't real intimacy. It was just what he expected. Jane said Diddy really offered one-on-one time. The options he's given me is me, him, and Paul, she testified. She only said yes because she wanted to see him. Me and with an escort was my only option. I wanted to see my lover. When asked why did she testify, Sean was telling me about sex parties and said we should go to one. So I was giving him options. Fantasy talk was a survival tactic, not a desire. Jane and Diddy discussed hiring escorts like Dawn and Cabral. She reminded him he wanted to save Cabral for a grand finale once his album dropped. She called it a showstopper, big boom, game over situation. The jury heard voice messages from November 2022, 2021. Diddy told Jane she could set something up, referencing their last vision, a freak off with escorts Dawn and Sly. Jane replied she thought he wanted to save that for the grand finale once his album was done. Jane testified she was trying to avoid setting it up. Her words, I was trying to make excuses to get out of this thing that he was encouraging for me to set up. Then she saw on social media that Diddy was with another woman. After seeing him with another woman, Jane sent him a tense message. I thought you just wanted to see me, but wanted a Dawn and Sly moment within that time. Hotel vibes. Oh man. Prosecutor showed texts where she called out the pressure while he was spoiling someone else. It bothered me. I didn't get that even when I gave in to sex with strangers. No Chanel bag, no getaway trips, just freak offs and being sidelined. Girl, you getting 10 bands. You can go buy your own Chanel bag. They take a brief recess. They come back. Then they question about the gifts that Diddy, they questioned Jane about gifts from Diddy after she admitted she got jealous of other women receiving lavish items. What's a Bottega bag? Diddy lawyer asks. She says, I'm sure you have one. How much does a Bottega bag cost? How much does my body cost? Oh, she getting spicy now. The judge tell her, hey, stick to the question. I need a break. Ah, You sitting there talking about, oh, I ain't getting no gifts. I ain't getting no Chanel bags. That's why she said, what is a Bottega bag? Because I need to see what a Bottega bag is. I'm curious myself. What? Oh, hell no. 3,200? 3,900? Hell no. She acting like